Boom, monkeys. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. I'm glad to be back. It's been a busy freaking week. We got a lot of freaking data to cover today. Of course, a lot of drama has happened in the Hex ecosystem. I'm sure you cats have heard of that. Things we're going to cover today. We're going to hit up definitely the memes, man. A little bit of BTC action, Ethereum. We're going to cover some EHEX and the progress EHEX has made even after RH has dumped on it. We've also got some Phantom. Of course, we got to cover Pulse Chain, and I do want to do Illuvium and Pepe. So, first and foremost, let's give a shout out to Moonpilled Rational Optics. Made it with time to spare. What's poppin', Boogie? And then we got my amigo here, large and in charge. Smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, monkeys. Now, note, cats, we also are going to cover the fragrance of the day. This is a fragrance revisited. I did rock this fragrance last night, man, and I noticed this shit was freaking fire, man. Got a lot of compliments on it, and I think you cats will definitely like it as well. And then we've got my amigo, Mechanics. I've been needing that TA. Hey, you and I both, dog. You and I both. You know, one of the favorite things I like about my channel is the fact that I get to practice some TA. If you guys watch Charlie and Miguel's Moon Gang, you hear Charlie say all the time that you should at least practice TA 15 minutes a day, every day. And of course, when I'm here with you cats, I practice it for about a whole hour, at least 3 to 4 times a week. So it's definitely a win on your end and a win on my end. So the more TA I get to freaking do for you guys, the more freaking sharpened I am with my freaking skill and the better for you cats. Which leads me to the next point. I need you monkeys to like this freaking video. I see 15 people in the chat. You can give me 15 likes immediately off the bat. The more I get freaking likes, it boosts up the YouTube algorithm, and they stop freaking throttling my channel. As you can see, I got these beautiful tools in the back that they don't want me to showcase, but nevertheless, they're there. I'm not going to give up who I am. I do love freaking firearms, and I love my freaking fragrance. You know what I'm saying, monkeys? So again, I'll say it again. Subscribe to my channel. Give this video a like, especially give a subscribe to my channel. All right, monkeys, let's move on to the first freaking meme of the day. Let's see what we got on the memes, homie. And I know a lot of you cats want to talk some smack to all the people that were telling you, man. Nah, Bitcoin's never, ever coming back. You know what I'm saying? Then we got my amigo here, Brendan. What's up? Boogie, what's up, brother? What's going on, amigo? And my other homie, Yellowtail. Que pasa, man? Now, here we go. Let's hit up the freaking memes, son. Let's hit up the freaking memes. Stand by. Memes are solid. Now, I apologize to you cats. The first meme is going to be in Spanish. Don't worry. I will translate it for you. Novelas are a big thing here in the States. Latinos love watching novelas. I don't know if you cats knew this. Majority of novelas here are not actually shot in Latin America. They're actually shot in Miami. So let's hit up the first meme of the day. I think this is pretty funny. I'm sorry that it's in Spanish, cats. I'm sorry. I'll interpret it to you. I'll interpret it for you. All right, here we go. Here we go.
Vas a morirte solo como un perro.
Eso depende del billete que tenga. Porque las mujeres, mira, son como las abejas. Están donde está el panal. Y mis billetes son pura miel, Agripina. Pura miel.
Vas a morir.
So I know I have to interpret it for you guys. I know I have to interpret it for you cats. Now, what he's selling this lady, man, he's telling her, the chick tells him, Agripina tells him, you're going to die alone like a dog. And he tells him, that depends on my dollar bills. And then he goes on to say, the females are pretty much like bees. They like being around the hive. And my dollar bills are basically honey. A lot of honey. And she's pissed off about it. Sorry, I know I had to translate it for you cats, but it's too funny not to share, man. That's for my Spanish viewers. I know you Spanish viewers are liking that shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's move on to the next meme, monkeys. And don't worry, you'll understand this one. I like this one. This one's pretty damn dope. And I know you cats want to talk some shit to all you homies that didn't want to freaking buy into the crypto when you were telling them to buy into freaking BTC, ETH, and the rest of the freaking RH ecosystem, or maybe even ILV. And here we go. When NPCs who made fun of me for buying crypto during the bear market, start calling me for investing advice.
Whoa. Whoa.
Too funny, man. Too freaking funny, dog. Know what I'm saying? Aye. Yeah, dude, Brendan, tell me about it, bro. Nobody wanted to listen. They thought we were off our freaking rocker when we were telling them BTC comes back. The thing is, we were around a community that knows what's going on, and that's the badass thing about the Moon Gang. I hope you guys are part of the Citadel. I hope you guys are part of the Crypto Mindset course Telegram chat that we do have with Miguel and Charlie. Because, dude, we get a lot of alpha there, man, and we get a lot of reassurance. We get people there like freaking Miguel that are freaking experts at fundamental analysis. We got homies there that are always willing to help out the community, like Angry Twinkie, you know what I'm saying, who's also an FA guy, fundamental analysis guy. And then we got plenty of TA guys there, man. We got me, we got Agent J, we got freaking the Master Charlie, you know what I'm saying? So, dude, all that data put together is always a great thing. We also got TA on-chain. And yeah, man, that's always freaking dope. That's always freaking dope, man. So when you got that reinforcement of homies letting you know what's going on with the market, bro, or you need help with a certain problem you're having with your MetaMask, it's badass to be part of a community that's willing to help you out. You know what I'm saying? Again, monkey, subscribe to my channel, like the video. Let's move on to the first freaking coin of the day, which is boring ass motherfucking Bitcoin, man. Let's cover this boring ass shit. But it is necessary, boring but necessary. All right, current value of Bitcoin is 69,161. I'm sure you guys can see that there. And you saw that today, of course, mind you, you're seeing a little bit of a red candle right here, but that is based on UTC time. That candle's only been open for maybe about 2.5 hours. We did get this freaking other freaking printout of a red candle, which wicked all the way down here to about 65,728, retesting that area as support. And that puts us exactly at about, what day is this? Day 52 of the 60-day cycle. Could that be a potential dip at the end of the cycle? I would say no. In my opinion, I would say no. I don't think it is. It could be, but who knows? I don't think it's the end of the cycle because, of course, we got a dip over here on this date, which would be March 5th. And if it was on March 5th, dude, that would put us at about... How many days is that? 42 days. The lowest I've usually seen a 60-day cycle is approximately 45 days. That's the lowest I've seen. So I really don't think this is going to be the lowest because we did have a lower day on that day. So I think we're probably going to continue trending to the downside, which is a hope of mine because I do want to get more dip. And the dip is always good, especially for you cats that do want to invest into crypto. Now, I was listening to Charlie, I was listening to Miguel, and Miguel was saying that Ethereum's actually at a pretty good buy under $4,000. And I don't think he's lying about that. I think he's very correct about what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Now, as you guys can see within the Bollinger Bands, we do have room to run to the upside, but we can also break this 20-day moving average, which is this red line in the middle. And if we break that, we'll probably revisit this box here. And this box's top point is about 64,000. Now, one of the things that can happen, let me show you guys the weekly on this bad boy. And the weekly entails a little bit more data. Here we go. Here we are on the weekly. And you could tell that Bitcoin, it could be that we've already reached the top of wave 3. And for you cats that don't know, I know I've already showed this chart plenty of times on my stream, but nevertheless, it's important to follow it to see where we may end up coming back to. You know what I'm saying? Now, we did do an Elliott wave of 0 to 1 over here at about 31,947. We came back down to about 24,119, and now we rallied all the way to the top side, and we're approximately at 69,118. We did wick all the way up to about 73,559. And I did hear Charlie say this on his Elliott wave cycle. He's running it a little bit different. He's already on wave 5. Me, on the other hand, I want to keep it traditional. I want to go from 2 to 3 because that's just the way Elliott wave cycles run. And he is saying that he expects a pullback like somewhere around here at about 59,000 to 69,000. before we start freaking running back up. Now, yes, he is correct. We could possibly come down here to about 60,000, hopefully. But what I am hoping for, and what would look a little bit better on the Elliott wave cycle, and mind you, this does not depend on how it looks. It depends on how it performs. I would like it to retrace back down to 53,419. But I do know that a lot of cats or a lot of big companies, man, they're buying into this freaking Bitcoin ETF. And since they're buying into this Bitcoin ETF, man, it's making freaking BTC run parabolic, man. And they're picking up a lot of BTC off the market. So I do think Charlie could be right. And I think we could end up retracing over here to about 60,000 before we run into the fifth portion of the Elliott wave, which would throw us back into price discovery. And then we would end up conducting an ABC wave, but that doesn't always end up playing out. An ABC wave tends to be very corrective, if anything. Now, let's move on over to, well, let's check this out with the EMA ribbon. As you can tell, the EMA ribbon in itself is showing a shitload of freaking support to the upside. We are seeing that EMA ribbon spread a little bit, which entails that there is going to be volatility. But the EMA ribbon is down here at about 47,498. Let's put this sucker on the daily, see how the EMA ribbon looks like. Now, on the daily, look at that shit, son. The EMA ribbon is right under the area we ended up wicking down to. And that area is 65,599. So Charlie could be very much right that we could retrace down here to about 60,000 flat before we end up rallying to the upside. I think he's got a good point on that. And I mean, he is the master at this shit. Of course, we're not going to agree on everything eye to eye. I mean, I don't even agree with Agent J on everything. But there is a lot of confluence and a lot of the things that we're seeing. We're just reading the market different, if anything. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Agent J and Charlie from Moon Gang and Agent J from the DGen Roundtable. Now, with the Bollinger Bands on the daily, you can tell that we still got room to freaking revisit down here to about 66,090 at the 20-day moving average. Now, if we activate our other moving averages, they are way below the current area we're at now. So I think we're pretty much fine, if anything. Now, I was talking a little bit to my amigo Twinkie, and I am pretty sure, man. Let me see if I could find this shit on Twitter, dog. I want to show you cats what I'm talking about. Because, let's see. We'll go revisit that. I'm hoping that I did post it up. I'm hoping that I did. Vamos a ver. Okay, I posted one of these things up. I forgot to post what Joe Biden has stated. But I've been talking to my amigo Twinkie, and I've been telling him. We'll watch the beginning of this, man. This is another little video for you cats. It has a lot to do with Bitcoin, you know what I'm saying? So let's go over here. Go back over to freaking Twitter. And I showed this on my last stream. And this is how Donald Trump now feels about Bitcoin. But we're only going to listen to it for about a minute. And we're going to see how he thinks about Bitcoin.
Well, it's taken its own life. You know, I do little things sometimes for fun and, well, it's taken its own life. You know, I do little things sometimes for fun and, make money with it. But I have fun with it too.
You mean
NFTs.
you bought Bitcoin?
No. But I sometimes will let people pay through Bitcoin, or will let people get involved in a new. If you think of it, it's an additional form of currency. And I used to say, I want one currency. I want the dollar. I don't want people leaving the dollar. And I feel that way. But I will tell you, it has taken on a life. I did a thing that people smile at, but it was wild. We did 1,000 sneakers, so limited.
All right, now there he's talking about his sneaker brand that he went ahead and he sold. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you cats know about that. The Donald Trump sneakers. He was actually accepting BTC for those. You know what I'm saying? And he went on to state that, yeah, man, he's actually changed his mind. I'm not quoting him verbatim. Trump has said he has changed his mind about the whole Bitcoin thing. And I'm sorry I didn't post this. I mean, I shared this with one of my homies, man. But Watcher Guru, that little whale freaking symbol on Twitter, had also posted that Joe Biden was open to a 30% tax on Bitcoin mining. So on one end of the candle, you've got Donald Trump, which is bullish on Bitcoin. And of course, that's a given. He is a Republican. And of course, he is a former big time freaking real estate tycoon and stuff like that. And then you got Joe Biden on the other end, who's pretty much a big time big government guy. And of course, he doesn't want people making money. He wants his homies making money. So I think a big indicator, and I've been talking to Twinkie about this, that if the bull market's going to continue running, it all depends. A lot of it depends on this upcoming election. Mind you, we still have the Bitcoin having inbound, and then afterwards in May, we're going to start getting interest rate cuts. So we'll probably see the market continue to rally, if anything. But come the election time, I think if President Donald Trump is reelected into office, you're probably going to see freaking doggone Bitcoin continue to run all the way until November 2025 as our bull run goes. And I think if Joe Biden is elected, we're probably going to end up getting a stop. And we're going to blow off top maybe at about 80,000, maybe 100,000. But I think if Donald Trump is probably elected, we could probably see 160 to about Richard Hart's 240 as a possibility. You know what I'm saying? I think that's going to entail a lot as to what's going to end up happening to the crypto market, if anything, cats. So food for freaking thought. Now, enough ranting about that shit. Let's move on to Ethereum. Let's see what Ethereum is saying. Vamos a ver. Now, Ethereum, it's actually under $4,000. And as DCC was saying, dollar cost crypto, he was saying that I was telling people to go ahead and buy freaking ETH under $2,200. That was my area that I was telling people, hey, man, you need to get some ETH, bro, especially under $2,200 because this sucker is going to freaking run. And we do have that pending Ethereum ETF. Will we get approved this time? My gut is telling me no, because the reason being they had to file a lawsuit to get that ETF approved for Bitcoin. And I think whoever's trying to file for freaking an Ethereum ETF may have to absolutely go through the same route, and that may take a long-ass time before everything gets approved. But if it does, you could see Ethereum run up to $32,000. So I'm assuming that, yes, Ethereum is a good buy under $4,000. This is not financial advice, by the way. This is only education for educational purposes. And again, Ethereum's current value is about 37.26 on the daily. If we activate our EMA ribbon on this bad boy, we are using the current area that we did pierce through at a value of about 36.46 as support. And we're right under that. So it may be that Ethereum runs down here to about 34.07. I'm hoping it does. That way you guys get a little bit of a discount as it ends up dipping some more. Now, on which day of the cycle are we on when it comes to Ethereum? We are at approximately day 50. We are at day 50 exactly on Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? So it could be that this area here at about 36.43 may be where we stop at, or it might be down here at about 33.90. So I would start DCAing into ETH, and I would probably, if it was me and I had $1,000, I would probably put in 250 right now for ETH. And if it came down here to about 36.37, I would throw in another maybe about 250. And if it comes below there, anywhere below there, I would ape in the last 500. That's what I would do if I had no Ethereum. Mind you, this is not financial advice. On the Bollinger Bands, we could see that Ethereum is still got room to run to the downside. A lot of room to run to the downside. A possibility of about 31.40 if we do break this area of support about 33.90, or if we do break our current area of support, which we are approaching, which is 36.31. And that's what I'm noticing on ETH. As far as an Elliott wave cycle on this, I'm not really seeing one unless this is wave one, and that would be a giant ass freaking wave one, if anything, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the deets we got on ETH, homies. Let's check out the chat. Let's say what the chat is saying. You know what I'm saying? We got my amigo Largen in charge. Boom, baby. Brendan goes on to state, Agent J is an F&G. Charlie, a homie too. Learn so much from both. We got my amigo here, Moonpill Rational Optics. US in 2027, buy ETH under $12,000. You're actually pretty damn correct, freaking Moonpill. That may actually be a sound possibility, bro, that come 2027, bro, or when we end up getting another Ethereum dip, bro, it'll be around that area of about $12,000 to about $15,000, if anything. If that ETF gets approved, I think we can easily make it to about 32,000, bro, per ETH coin, per ETH, I think. But dude, imagine the freaking gas fees on this sucker, dude. Oh my freaking goodness. I know that as of recent, we did get the Den Kun update on Ethereum, which lowered the cost on a lot of the layer 2s, which is definitely a plus. But we do need to see cheaper fees on ETH. And of course, ETH is older technology, so it's going to take them some time to work on that freaking software to get that squared away. Dude, you guys heard how you guys remember, for you cats that freaking sacrificed for Pulse Chain and for PulseX, how long it took for Richard Hart to launch PulseX and Pulse Chain, man. And you knew it took a long ass freaking time to do it, bro. And that's with a little bit more modern technology. Now imagine them having to go into an older engine, bro, that's outdated, and having to upgrade it piece by piece by piece, bro. So it's going to take a while. It may be that we don't get that upgrade on ETH till possibly 2027, 2026, or maybe even 2028 or 2029, man. So food for thought, monkeys. ETH is at a good value right now, and I do think it is a good coin to stabilize your portfolio. And like I say all the time, you got to eat your vegetables, cats. You got to eat your vegetables, meaning I know you want to get some meme coins. I know you want to get some of the altcoins, but Ethereum is a definite must in order for it to stabilize your portfolio. Of course, the other option for that is Bitcoin as well. You know what I'm saying? All right, cats. Let's move on to the next token, which I do want to hit up. I know you guys love yourself a little bit of Phantom. And currently, let's put the sucker on the daily. Almost have it. Now, Phantom, look at this shit, son. Look at this shit. We just compromised the area of about 89 cents. And why is that important? Because if you guys look at this chart, you can see that there is no resistance from here to here. Of course, there might be some, but like from here to here, bro, there is no resistance running to the upside. Now, where did I get this freaking support line? If you put the sucker on the weekly and we retrace back that data, it comes from these two freaking candles right here. As we approach the top, we got this bearish engulfing candle, which was printed around April 4th, 2022, and this other candle here, which was printed in the month of March. These are, of course, these are weekly candles. And that's where I'm finding that area of resistance that we do need to compromise. Now, on the weekly, I'm not seeing a lot of freaking resistance to the upside, maybe here at about 147. But I think the real area to beat is at about 163. Once we compromise that, we should be freaking solid. But basically, all we got to do is hold this candle value where we're at about 88 cents till Sunday, 7 p.m. And I think we're going to be solid. I think we're probably going to hold up and then continue running all the way up over here to about 163. Now, on the weekly, let's check out the EMA ribbon on this bad boy. And let me move some of the shit, cats. I'm sorry. Let me move some of this shit. Control Z. So you guys can see a little bit better. Or better yet, boom. There you go. You can see how Ethereum's doing. Phantom's doing right there, man. So that EMA ribbon recently turned bullish because throughout this whole area, it was red and we ran under the EMA ribbon. Now we're above it. And you could tell that we've already flipped back to the yellow side, which is the top portion, which entails that it is pretty freaking bullish, man. Last I heard about Phantom, let's go back to the daily on this bad boy. Last I had heard about Phantom, if anything, was the fact that these cats, Michael Kong, they're actually going to get their freaking supply back because I think the Chinese were holding on to a lot of their funds from the freaking, not the multi-chain hack, but the coins that the Chinese government ended up getting from the individuals trying to take those Phantom coins from the multi-chain hack, the multi-chain theft. So Michael Kong should be getting his money back, and that should be bullish for the freaking system. I just can't wait till freaking a lot of this shit comes back to Spooky Swap. You know what I'm saying? I have not seen Boo ran hard enough, and I remember Boo being up to $40 freaking, man, last time, and we weren't even reaching the all-time high with that shit when Boo was all the way to the upside. But I mean, a lot of the metrics and a lot of the data is showing that a lot of retail hasn't come in yet. I was listening to DCC, and of course, I have to verify this. He was saying that Phantom in itself is going to be listed on Robinhood over in the United Kingdom as a test site before they go ahead and they introduce it here to the United States. So imagine that shit, man. Phantom gets listed on freaking Robinhood, bro. You're talking about Phantom possibly running anywhere from $8 to $16. You know what I mean? So food for thought, monkeys. Now, that is what's going on with Phantom. I'm hoping that a lot of you cats ended up getting some of the magic cats that were available on Paint Swap, because those cats can be used to boost a lot of your freaking yield bonuses on Spooky Swap. I'm just hoping that a lot of the freaking doggone people from the Bite Masons end up coming back over to freaking Reaper.farm so we can end up doing some freaking work there. And I remember you could stake your magic cats there. And I'm saying my dumbass didn't end up buying any of the magic cats, dude, because I was way too busy buying freaking Pulse Chain through the bear market, dude. But I remember magic cats floors used to be at about $100. I'm assuming right now, bro, a magic cat will run you for about $400 easy, bro. $350 to $400. I haven't checked the floor as of recent, but that is what I'm assuming. ETH to Pulse is like going from the Ford Model T to Formula One race car. Yeah, you're correct, man. It is a little bit better on freaking Pulse Chain side as far as the fees go, because, dude, things are getting super duper expensive right now, especially to end your stakes on Hex, which leads us over to the next token we're going to cover, and that is eHex. Now, as of recent, I'm sure you guys have been knowing what's been going on with RH and how he's been pretty much shitting on freaking eHex, bro. And that's why we ended up getting this freaking Giga Chad candle all the way to the downside. And if we measure that sucker, bro, which was printed out on March 10th, if we measure that sucker, you're talking about from the top of the wick to the bottom of the wick, bro, you're talking about an 86% dump. And then we even continued a little bit more a couple days ago, and that was approximately 61%, bro. No, a little bit more, about 67%. But one thing I did notice, these past 3 days, we are running back up to the upside as far as eHex goes, and we have pumped about 70%. Now, a lot of people within the Hex ecosystem are a little bit pissed off about what Richard did as far as dumping eHex. But, and myself, man, I'm a big time eHex guy. I was a big time eHex guy. But if Richard's going to abandon it, eHex pretty much holds the value of a meme token. And I think it'll do fine as long as we maintain our value above freaking 20% of a penny. I think it'll be good to go. I am not emergency and staking any of my freaking eHex, bro. As far as stakes goes, that's not going to happen. I'm going to let those come to fruition. If I do need to use freaking good accounting because the Ethereum gas fees are way too high, then so be it. I'll use good accounting, and then I'll end up withdrawing the rest of my freaking funds during the bear market when Ethereum fees are a little bit cheaper, if anything. Now, from what I heard, 1 year stakes on eHex, man, you're talking about close to about anywhere from $500 to $1,000 to go ahead and undo. So I got to check to see how good accounting works on this bad boy, or I'm not dumping any of my eHex. And if I do end up dumping any of my eHex, it'll probably be about 25 to 50% of the liquid bag. I'm not doing the whole thing. And I'll probably use it to cultivate my crypto into some of the other projects which have been freaking pumping as of late. One of my amigos, he had been asking me what's going. He told me, like, dude, I'm freaking bummed out that my eHex ended up dumping so hard. And I told him, bro, like, dude, not financial advice, bro, but if you have no conviction and holding on to eHex, I told him, bro, one of the things you can do, bro, is freaking, AVAX hasn't rallied yet, I told him. So if AVAX hasn't freaking rallied, maybe throw half of your eHex in there, bro. And he ended up doing that. A couple of hours later, man, freaking AVAX ended up freaking doing a massive freaking rally, dude. So he made his freaking dinero back, which is freaking awesome, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's my take as far as freaking eHex goes. Let's go back to the chart, though. Let's see the bearish news on this sucker, man, if anything. Now, if we activate our EMA ribbon, bro, you could tell that we're clearly way below the value of our EMA ribbon. And you can tell that the EMA ribbon's top portion is red in color and the yellow portion is to the bottom, which entails this is very bearish. Of course, you're seeing freaking EHEX slowly creep up here, and I'm assuming it's going to try to compromise this area of about 40% of a penny. But I would not have any doubts, cats. I would not have any doubts that RH is going to come back and shit on it again, man. So it ends up freaking dumping out. But I could see why RH is doing this a little bit, man. And he's doing it possibly because he really wants PHEX to run. He wants PHEX to get to that $5 rate. And I'm saying, now, quote, Richard has said that he wants freaking HEX to be expensive on both chains. But of course, HEX really has no utility. EHEX has no utility on freaking Ethereum side if you're not a whale, bro. For the reason being that the freaking gas fees are going to be way too freaking expensive, especially if you want to stake out your EHEX. You know what I mean? But a lot of us tend to forget that what HEX is. What is HEX? It's a better Bitcoin. Bitcoin doesn't really have its own chain. You could argue it kind of does, but it really doesn't because the technology is so old. But Bitcoin, you can't stake it on its own protocol. And mind you, HEX is supposed to be a better form of freaking Bitcoin, of anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, one of the things RH could end up doing, man, he could end up dumping some of the OA supply of HEX, EHEX, onto the market to make sure this sucker freaking dies. So, mind you, cats, that is the risk that you guys can end up taking with that. Know what I mean? So, food for freaking thought. If you don't hold any conviction in this, dude, it's best you stick over to freaking P side, if anything. But the benefit of this is if you did end up buying Pulse Chain HEX, now it could possibly run to $1. And I think what he's trying to do, he's trying to break parity between these two for the reason being that he wants freaking PHEX to run. Not only that, man, that one individual at BankX, he still has those liquidity walls set up on freaking Uniswap to make sure that once we hit that area mark of about 1 cent and 6% of a penny, it automatically dumps. And this is all the way up to freaking, I think, 3 pennies and 60% of a penny. So those are some big ass freaking walls that you have to freaking compromise. And I'm assuming that's probably why Richard got discouraged and he freaking dumped the value on it. So that motherfucker can end up freaking burning, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we look at the Bollinger Bands, man, you could tell, dude, that they're exaggerated to the downside. And we really can't use this data as to how far low we can go, if anything. You know what I'm saying? I've also noticed that the chart over on freaking doggone Uniswap is not emitting a lot of data anymore. And it's not freaking showing any more data anymore. Let me show you cats what I'm talking about. And this used to be my favorite freaking chart. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I can get this set up for you cats. Here we go. And this used to be my favorite EHEX chart. And dude, look at that. They took off all the data on this sucker as far as Uniswap goes. You know what I'm saying? So it's no longer freaking there, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the information we got on freaking HEX. Since we're already talking about HEX, let's go check out the value of Pulse Chain. Let's see where Pulse Chain is at, son. Vamos a ver dónde está el freaking Pulse Chain. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Now, one thing I am noticing about Pulse Chain, and I drew this sucker up, man, it's trending within this channel as far as Pulse Chain goes. But the badass thing is that you see the bottom portion of the channel, of course, is a blue line of freaking support. You could tell that we're about to meet this area of about 3 zeros and a 1454. And the current value right now is, well, no, I'm sorry. It's about to meet this area of about here, 3 zeros and a 1385. And our current value is 3 zeros and a 1454. So I think right now, if you don't hold any Pulse Chain, if it was me, I'd probably throw in a little bit of cash into the market. Now, if we take our measurement tool and we measure where Pulse Chain is at, it's approximately at its 10-day of its 20-day cycle. So I think when we can probably see a bottom of this cycle would be around March 20th to possibly around March 27th, if anything. But right now would not be a bad time to freaking get in a little bit of Pulse Chain. Can it break the channel and come down here to about 3 zeros and a 1237? Absolutely, it can. Areas we still have to compromise on Pulse Chain, if anything. We still got to beat this area of about 3 zeros and a 1938. And you can consider this a little freaking box and 3 zeros at a 2345. Now, the highest point that we do have on freaking Pulse Chain if you guys can see, is over here, man. An area of about 3 zeros and a 2892. Once we beat that area, then we go into immediate price discovery. But the first area we do have to meet is 3 zeros at a 2578. Now, activating all my freaking indicators again, if we turn on our 10-day moving average, we are below freaking the 10-day moving average, which means it is a good time to get some pulse chain, if anything. And then we've got the 50, and it's at the bottom portion right here, which indicates it's 3 areas of support. We've got the channel, we've got this yellow line of support, and then we got the 50-day moving average. Of course, the 100 is way below, and so is the 200. Now, let me turn these suckers off, and let's see how we're doing on the freaking on the Bollinger Band. Now, as per the Bollinger Band, as per what this is stating, yes, we can come revisit this area of about 3 zeros and a 1281, and keep your fingers crossed. I'm hoping it does. For a lot of you cats that haven't finished buying your pulse chain, that would be a fabulous buying opportunity for you guys. And I think pulse chain is going to rip pretty damn strong, if anything. Now, you cats, let me drop some data here. Let me drop some data here. Let me see if I could turn this off, man. Let me see. Boom. Let me pull up the hex chart on this sucker, man. Let's see. I want to show you cats something. And put the sucker on the weekly. I'm going to give you a little bit of moon math on how far pulse chain could go. And I'm going to utilize a little bit of hex data, of e-hex data for you cats, because I know you cats are dying to know. Here we go. Dude, I wish I could access the old freaking hex chart, if anything, man. I'm saying, unfortunately, I can't. I can't use the old hex chart. See down here, measuring to the top side, 22,000%. Now, I know this is going to look a little bit convoluted for you cats, but I want to show you something. Because I know you guys are freaking crazy about that moon math, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know this looks freaking really messy, but what I went ahead and I did, I measured the bottom portion of eHex when it had launched all the way to the top side. And that was about 22,000%. 22,000%, give or take. That's what it went up from the bottom side to the top side. If we use that same methodology, and mind you, I think a lot more wallets are going to come into the crypto space, especially with all the ETFs that are coming out. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and use the same logic on a little bit of freaking pulse chain. And let's see where we can go, man. Let's see where pulse chain puts us at. So if we take this measuring tool from the bottom, boom, all the way to the top. And how much was that? 22%? That would put us approximately at about 3 zeros and 6614. So basically 66% of a penny, or half the value of a freaking penny, if anything. You know what I'm saying? But with the amount of wallets that can come in, it would not surprise me that we do end up coming all the way up over here to about, no, of course not 9 cents, about maybe about a penny to 3 pennies, give or take. I think that's a possibility if we include a lot of the new wallets that are going to come into the space. Now, the badass thing, though, is that they're creating a lot of freaking on-ramps into Pulse Chain because the Ethereum gas fees are freaking expensive. I think a big indicator as to which way Pulse Chain may end up running is how we do with the SEC case come this November. I do know that RH's freaking attorneys, which are pretty much high-end attorneys, they are going to argue the fact that this case should be dropped because it doesn't hold any ground, and I concur with them. But the SEC has been known for dragging their freaking feet and asking the judge to prolong the process, making it more difficult for any cryptocurrency that's out there. And what I had done originally, of course, I have to go look back at my notes. I had took the time frame from when XRP got their freaking lawsuit filed from the SEC to the time that they won their case, and I measured that time. And on average, you're talking about early 2026, man. And by that time, dude, we should be heading down into the bear run, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So I am hoping that this case does get dropped. So we do end up getting some type of exchange listing with one of the Pulse Chain coins. And it's easier to on-ramp normies or new people instead of having to use the Spark swap route. If you cats don't know what Spark Swap is, go look up Crypto Coffee's channel, and he teaches you how to end up freaking onboarding a lot of people into the Hex ecosystem or into the Pulse Chain ecosystem by utilizing Spark Swap. And basically what he does, he ends up buying some Ethereum on Coinbase. And when you end up freaking sending out your Ethereum from your Coinbase account, it asks you on which network you want to put it on. And I think that he was using Arbitrum, so the fees were a lot cheaper because he's pretty much exiting out of Coinbase with an Ethereum that's a layer 2 on doggone Arbitrum, and then he sends that over to Spark Swap, and that in turn ends up swapping his freaking Ethereum for a little bit of Pulse Chain. I've never done it before. I'm pretty much I'm pretty much done buying a lot of the Pulse Chain coins. I probably will buy a little bit more PulseX, and when I do, I'll probably use that method. And I think that's a good method to onboard people. But my problem with it is that's more for advanced people, for like a lot of the cats that are in my chat. A lot of the people that are in my chat are here within my channel and are checking out my channel. They are veterans in crypto and they know how to use DeFi. For your conventional normie, man, this is freaking Chinese to them. This is Mandarin. They got no idea what they're freaking doing. And your best bet is that Crypto Coffee's video goes viral, so they could end up learning how to onboard and withdrawing from freaking a lot of the apps. A lot of people don't know how to do that, and I do think that if we do win our case come November, or the charges do get dropped in November, you'll probably see a Pulse Chain coin listed on probably Crypto.com. Because Crypto.com is always the first exchange to list a lot of the freaking newer coins, which are hot, if anything. Dude, I think they were the first ones here in the West, quote me on that ended up listing Pepe before anybody else, dude. And then I think shortly after, you could get it on freaking Gemini. And I don't know if you can get it on Kraken or Coinbase. I'm saying, well, speaking of Pepe, let's go ahead and cover Pepe. But before we do that, let's cover the fragrance of the day, cats. I know a lot of people like this aspect of my channel, and they want to know what is the fragrance of the day. Now, I did cover this before, but I went ahead and I revisited it. And last night, I actually put this on, man. Dude, wow, this shit is freaking amazing. I got a lot of compliments on this bad boy. And that is the Mancera freaking brand. And this is a affordable fragrance, and it's called Cedroir Boisé. Now, for you cats that want to know the notes on this bad boy, you can go over to Fragrantica, and you can see all the freaking main accords on it. Of course, I'm not getting the woody vibe off of it, but I am getting the citrus, the fruity, and the powdery aspect out of it, man. And this shit is freaking fire, dude. I like it a lot. It does last a decent time, at least 5 hours on the skin. And this is an EDP, eau de parfum. So it is a heavier freaking fragrance than your conventional eau de toilette. Now, you cats want to know how much the sucker is running for. And let me share that with you guys. And you can get it on fragrance.net. Right here. Boom. And it runs for about $74.96. This is a good fragrance. When I went to Vegas, I wore this sucker, man, and I played at some of the freaking tables, bro. And of course, for you cats that know, man, Vegas smells like freaking cigarettes, especially in a lot of the casinos. And I got a lot of compliments with this bad boy, man. This sucker is fire. Now, as of late, there is another one that I do want to get, and that is mind you, cats, it is $77 for the 4 ounce. It's not $74. This is a 4 ounce. You know what I'm saying. The other one that I do want to try out, and they say it's even stronger, is this one here. And that is the Cedroir Boisé Intense. They say this one's even better, man. And this sucker runs for about $113, bro. So I might end up pulling the trigger on this sucker, bro, because I do want to try the new one, and they say it lasts even longer, bro. I do like this one a lot, and I highly recommend it, man. The dry down is freaking amazing on this bad boy. And it's great for the high heat, especially as we are in spring right now and we're approaching summer. This is a great option, man. From the house of Mancera. Highly recommend that sucker, man. Highly recommend that sucker. All right. Since we covered the fragrance of the day, let's move on to the next token, which is a meme coin, because right now meme coins are running muy el caliente, and we are covering Pepe. Now, on the daily, I did take some profit on my Pepe on this bad boy, and I activated the Bollinger Bands on this sucker, and I was kind of hoping that Pepe would run up all the way up over here to the third deviation, which is this third freaking white portion of the Bollinger Band. And usually when you make contact with the white portion of the Bollinger Band, what ends up happening, you end up shrinking to the downside because the coin gets pretty overheated. And that would have been a rise of about, and mind you, the current value is at about 5 zeros and an 8.6. So I was kind of hoping it would run up all the way over here, and that would be a 95% freaking pump. But it does seem that Pepe is losing steam, better stated. And we are getting a little bit overheated on this bad boy. But if we look at this 20-day chart, it may be, or this 20-day freaking measuring tool, it could be that on this day, which was March 12th, we started a new cycle. And it would only make sense. Pepe has been consistent, even though it's a meme coin with this 20-day cycle. And I'm sure you guys can see right here. You know what I'm saying? So it may be that Pepe is starting to run again and will probably continue climbing to the upside, if anything. I do know that you can get Pepe on freaking Gemini, and I know that you can get it on crypto.com. I don't know if you can get it on Coinbase or Kraken. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we activate our EMA ribbon with Pepe, we still have a shitload of support. Now, let's say Pepe ends up going bearish and it continues to end up dipping, and we end up going to a 25-day freaking mark as far as its 20-day cycle goes. It could possibly revisit this area of about 5 zeros and a 6.9. And you can tell the EMA ribbon is meeting this blue line here on the Fibonacci, if anything. Now, how high can Pepe run? At least in the immediate time frame, it would not surprise me that we continue all the way up over here to about 4 zeros and a 3.4. And that's what I'm reading as far as Fibonacci goes on this bad boy. Now, mind you, Pepe is a meme coin. And what I do like about it is that the founders have not rugged us yet, kind of like how SHIB didn't end up rugging us yet, if anything. So it may be that Pepe does end up doing the run that SHIB did back in the freaking day in 2021. Now, let's go ahead and see how Pepe is doing on Dex Screener. Let's see what the total supply on Pepe is. Or let's see, let's check out what the market cap on Pepe is. Let's see, Pepe coin. And this is one of the reasons I really like freaking doggone I love freaking doggone Dex Screener, man, because it gives you all that data that you freaking need, if anything. You know what I'm saying? All right, we do have a liquidity of about let's see if I could activate the market cap on this bad boy. So show it to you suckers. Market cap on Pepe is about 3.5. Let me show you cats what I'm talking about. Here we got mother freaking Pepe, son. And you can see that the market cap's at a 3.5. Now, let's compare this sucker to SHIB. Let's see where SHIB's at. 11 million here. Shiba Inu. And the market cap on SHIB is 17 million. So there you go, cats. There you freaking go. Now, let's move on to the actual SHIB chart, which I did do technical analysis on. And SHIB was actually the very first token I ever bought within the crypto space. And SHIB's current value is at about 4 zeros and a 29401. And I did notice that SHIB can possibly run all the way up over here to about 3 zeros and about 1.6. So basically 16% of a penny, if anything. SHIB can run that hot, but we still have to compromise the all-time high on SHIB at a value of about 4 zeros and an 8.9. Now, let's activate our EMA ribbon with SHIB, and let's see what it entails, man. Now, you could tell that the EMA ribbon is exactly at this Fibonacci retracement point of 0.5, And we did end up wicking down there to that Fibonacci retracement point, and we did see that the EMA ribbon made contact with that portion as well. So it would not surprise me if SHIB does come down retraced to this orange portion halfway into the EMA ribbon, and that'll put us at about 4 zeros and a 21696. So that is definitely a possibility for you cats that want to get a little bit of SHIB. I do think SHIB's going to run harder than Doge because, as Miguel stated, Doge is the Bitcoin and SHIB is the Ethereum of the meme coins, and then everything else are the altcoins as far as meme coins goes. You know what I'm saying? Now, how much was this Giga Chat rally from the bottom that we recently freaking emitted? If we take our measuring tool here and we measure this from the top to the bottom, you're talking about, dude, 538%, and we still got room to run. And the thing about it is that SHIB is already listed on freaking Robinhood, where all the freaking normies go to go buy their crypto. And of course, you got people that are a little bit more degen that are diving on Coinbase, and it's pretty much listed everywhere. So SHIB can make a harder run that we did last time. Quote me if I'm wrong. Last time that SHIB hit its all-time high, before we even got a Robinhood listing, we were already descending into the bear market. So SHIB still got room to run, man. And everybody that I've ever made contact with that's actually into crypto, they always end up buying freaking SHIB and Doge, bro, as some of the first tokens they ever end up getting to get into the crypto space. As a matter of fact, majority of the people that I've ever made contact with that buy crypto, those are the first tokens they end up freaking getting, SHIB and Doge, before they get Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know what I'm saying? So that covers those tokens, cats. Let's see. What else do we have, man? Oh, yeah. Let's cover a little bit of ILV, monkeys. And do me a favor, cats. Subscribe to my channel. Give the video a like. Share it with your homies. Share it on Twitter, bro. YouTube is throttling my channel. For you cats that just came in, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, cats. And the more my freaking channel pumps, the more motivated I am to come here and give you guys some data. I mean, dude, if I end up getting to 1,000 subscribers, I'll probably end up freaking streaming a little bit more, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Maybe do it 4 or 5 times a week instead of my conventional 3. And mind you, cats, on Sunday, I am having a stream with Angry Twinkie, my fundamental analysis guy. And we're going to have our tacos and kimchi stream. Yeah, I know. It's funny, man. Tacos because I'm Mexican, and kimchi because he's Korean. Hey, I like kimchi, man. I've been to Korea, bro. Kimchi's freaking good, homie. I don't see how people freaking hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? I guess because it's the Hispanic in me, the Mexican in me. I like eating spicy shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, monkeys. Let's go over to the Illuvium chart. And freaking Illuvium, dude. Illuvium, dude, I was trying to get Illuvium down here at about 121.14. That's where I was trying to get some ILV. And, dude, look what this shit happened, bro, yesterday. I was like, yeah, dude, I'll just go ahead and buy once it gets down here, bro. It ended up freaking wicking, dude. Instead of giving me a freaking candle body all the way down here, and it ended up freaking wicking, dude. Now, wicks are difficult to catch versus candle bodies, which are a lot easier to buy, man. And it almost went down here to 121. I'd have bought a little bit more freaking Illuvium. Now, the data I do have on Illuvium, if we're measuring the 20-day cycles on it, we're barely on about day 11, if anything. So all the way here to day 14, which would be March 19th, possibly to day 21. You're talking about March 26th. Those are the areas somewhere around there. I'm hoping it breaks below this candle area, and it does retrace here to about 121. If it goes down to 125, I'll probably buy a little bit more ILV. Current value is about 144. Now, last time I did a stream with Agent J, dude, I couldn't find my logarithmic button, and he helped me out with that shit. You hit here, and then you go over here to logarithmic, and we ran some freaking some Fibonacci retracements on this bad boy. Let's go over here to the freaking weekly, and let's revisit that. You're talking about, dude, and people probably think I'm joking. I'm not bullshitting, dude. Crypto can make you some bank, son. Illuvium can run all the way up over here, man, to about 87.10 easy, or at $8,000. I think it's not going to have a difficult time coming back to about $4,000, and the all-time high on alluvium was at about 1925 or 1900 bucks, if anything. Now, let's go and turn on our EMA ribbon and let's see how it's doing on the weekly. You could tell that on the weekly, the EMA ribbon is starting to turn bullish again as the yellow portion starts going to the upside and the red portion is starting to flip back down. You know what I'm saying? And the area of support is at about 95.80 on the weekly. I mean, it would be freaking dope we come revisit that area. I don't think we will. But if we do, I'll possibly be buying a little bit more IOV. Now, remember when I was showing you the SHIB chart, if anything, I went ahead and I grabbed half of my freaking, not the SHIB chart, the Pepe chart. I grabbed half of my Pepe and I went back into alluvium, bro, and I bought freaking alluvium. I took half of my profits from Pepe and I went into IOV, man, because I'm extremely bullish on this project. I think it's going to do very well, very, very well. And as you guys can see, man, the price ideas of about 4,000 to about 8,000 are not outside of the realm of possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Now, on the daily, with our EMA ribbon, you could tell that we do have this area of support, which we did wick into. It would be dope if we come back down here to 116 halfway through the EMA ribbon, but I really don't think we'll do that. We'll probably bounce back down here. Now, as you guys can tell that the EMA ribbon is starting to spread, that usually entails that we're probably going to get a lot more volatility with alluvium, and we're probably going to continue rallying to the upside. I am hoping that it does come back down to about 127, 128, so I could buy a little bit more. This is one of the few tokens I'm still buying because I've already done plenty of my buying at the bottom as far as freaking crypto goes. Now, as far as our moving averages, you could tell that they're way below the area of where alluvium's at. And mind you, we still have a shitload of support here at about 123 all the way up to about 117. Now, let's activate our VPVR. Now, for you cats that don't know, this VPVR, what it means, the longer the bar, it pretty much entails how much support we do have to the downside or how much resistance we do have to the upside. So as you guys can tell that we have a shitload of support here at about 124. And currently where we're at, we have to break this freaking convoluted bar right here at about 141. So we could come back down here to about 124. And that's close ballpark about the area where I do want to buy. Of course, if it breaks that, I don't really think it'll break this bigger bar here of about 119. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys can set some freaking some buy orders and try to get it, oh, that's what I would do. And that's probably what I'm going to set up. Mind you, none of this is financial advice. But I love being a bear. I love being a bear because it gives me an opportunity to get some of my favorite freaking coins. And this is hands down one of my favorite coins, if anything, next to Phantom and, of course, the freaking RH projects. You know what I'm saying? So let's go back out to the chat. Let's see what the chat is saying, man. We got my homie here, mate Seuss. Hi, Boogie. What's popping, man? And we got my Firefighting 82. My first coin was Shiba's Wool. Bought the top, homie. Dude, yeah, I bought the top on Hex, bro, so I know the pain that you're going through. But the badass thing, I kept on buying all the way to the bottom, man. I'm saying all the way to the freaking bottom. Now, we've got here Brandowski. How's FTM, Magic Cats, and AVAX looking? Let's go check out Magic Cats, man. Let's see how the Magic Cats are doing, dog. Let's see if I can go find a sucker. See, paint swap. Let's see how the Magic Cats are doing, son. Paint swap finance. Vamos a ver. Let's go get some Magic Cats, son. Let's go see the floor on these bad boys. Let me prep this for you cats. Okay. I'll pull up a little bit of Coin Gecko. Mucho El Coin Gecko. So we could see what the value of these cats are. Put it over here to Phantom Sun. Dude, yeah, the Magic Cats floor. Let's see, FTM. All right. Let's go over to Paint Swap. Let's see what we got on Paint Swap, homie. Yeah. Floor on the Magic Cats is about 350 Phantom. You're talking close to about $312, give or take. You know what I'm saying? Present, share screen. And mind you, dude, that's still not at a bad price to get some of the Magic Cats, bro. So let's go over here to Paint Swap. Now, these are the floor freaking Magic Cats at the bottom. You've got these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would not be surprised after the stream, at least 2 of them freaking go missing. You know what I'm saying? And this one's at 370, bro. And the badass thing about this one, you can see it's got the constellations in the back, which makes it a little bit rarer, if anything. But these 4, and this one's got stars in the back, along with this one. I'd have to check the rarity on these bad boys, man. And you could tell that the more stuff they have in the back, bro, the higher the rank they go. So if we go over here to CoinGecko, we've got the floor of about 350. Let me show you cats exactly where that floor is on Magic Cats, dude. So you're talking about 350. That's about $312 ballparking. So we go to 370. You're talking about $330. So if I was to buy the floor on the Magic Cats, I would probably end up getting the 370 ones. You know, it's only a couple dollars more. Or let's say I wanted to buy 2, I'd get a 370 and I'd get a 350. Dude, and there was one that I really wanted to buy, man. It was called Grandmaster something, bro. Dude, it's just that, dude. I couldn't buy it because I was so freaking busy buying freaking Pulse Chain projects, dude. You know what I mean? So, yeah, these are the Magic Cats, bro. And that's what they're running for. Of course, the floor is at 350, and you got some at 370. And then from there's only 370s, and then there's only one 390, and we got a 400, and then 450, and then it starts running really El Caliente. Now, mind you, cats, when you guys are buying NFTs, you want to practice the rule of 3 on these suckers. And what do I mean by that? You'd never really want to get more than 3 because remember, NFTs are not as liquid as your coins are. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, they're not as easily to sell. So you're basically putting them up on an eBay type site that's via DeFi, and you're trying to convince people to go ahead and buy your product. Now, when you're running the rule of 3, so when you buy 3, what you want to do, you want to get 1. As soon as you make profit on 1 to cover the rest of them, you sell that first Magic Cat. And then the second Magic Cat or the second NFT, you end up selling that sucker for a little bit of profit. You know what I'm saying? So the first one ends up covering all 3. So let's say you spent $900 on all 3. That's the first purpose of the first Magic Cat. You want to sell the first one at $900. That's the way I would do it. Second Magic Cat, I would use it to gain some profit. You know what I'm saying? And then the third Magic Cat, which tends to be around the cheap, which tends to be the little bit more expensive one or the rarer one, you want to keep that sucker for a moonshot. You know what I'm saying? So that one could end up going bust, or you can end up making, I don't know, like a 10x or a 20x on that sucker, bro, and then you can end up selling that sucker for a profit. As long as you sell your first one, you're good to go, man. And then you sell your second one, you made some profit, and the third one is for a moonshot. You know what I'm saying? And that pretty much covers it, cats. Again, please subscribe to my channel. I see 44 people here. I would like to get 44 subscribers and 44 likes. Again, the more that you freaking like this video, the more subscribers I get, the more motivated I get to continue doing these videos, and you'll get more of this data that I'm dropping for you cats. I'm sure the little data that I got you guys on Illuvium can definitely help you out, and I would like to continue helping you out. But again, please subscribe to my channel and share this video. I will catch you monkeys this Friday with El Señor, Mr. Angry Twinkie, on our tacos and kimchi stream, monkeys. Peace.